She was just a very naive young woman from Mississippi, and she never would have dreamed that her brothers would do the things that they did to me.
Before she was 5 years old, Shay Bell was already trapped in a cycle of sexual abuse and too afraid to tell her mother.
My uncle that went to the Army, when he would come home from the Army, he would be our caretaker in the evening. And he would play like sex games with me. And he would take that and he would use that against me. That there kept me from telling her what was going on. I would run away from home. I was so emotionally messed up on the inside, I didn't know. I wanted to be helped. I wanted my mom to see what was going on with me, but I didn't have the courage to tell her for the fear of the whoopings and stuff.
From her early teens through her 20s, she lived on the streets, surviving any way she could.
So I walked the streets all night, or somebody would pick me up and they'll have sex with me all night, and I still won't be, done got no rest or anything. And then the guys that did drugs and wanted to have sex with me would give me heroin, you know what I'm saying? And made me forget the pain, made me forget that I was worthless. You know what I'm saying? That I didn't have a choice in the matter of what was happening to me. It just took me away. I just didn't remember. The streets would teach me how to be a hustler, you know, how to take care of myself, you know what I'm saying? I had a pimp here and there. Well, I have a trick all day long. So sometime I'd be able to clip some in the meantime or something. It all varies anywhere from a couple hundred to a couple thousand a day, you know what I'm saying? And just blow it, you know, every day.
Heroin addiction, sexual abuse, and prostitution was the only life she knew.
I believed with everything inside of me that I could move past my addiction and the streets. That's it, that's all I knew. You know what I'm saying? That's all that ever took care of me. I don't know nothing about God, and God don't know nothing about me. I didn't believe he heard my cries. The nature of the game out there in the streets had started to change, become more violent. And this guy set me up for some boys to rob me, and I shot him.
The drug dealer survived a gunshot wound to the stomach. Now it was Shay who was wishing for death.
I wanted to just die, you know what I'm saying? I would try to do it with drugs, you know what I'm saying? I would smoke big, large pieces, and you know what I'm saying? I could not even get high. I could not feel anything.
She was arrested and sentenced to 20 years for attempted murder.
And I was ready to do my 20 because that's where I thought I was supposed to be for the rest of my life. Just take me there, leave me alone. You know what I'm saying? I'm tired of the chaos out here. I'm tired of not caring about me. I have lied to my mom. I have taken her through so much, you know. Just leave me. Everybody know where I'm at. I'm safe.
Shay served 8 years in prison and then was paroled. Desperate for a new start, she moved into the Lovelady Center in Birmingham, a transitional housing ministry run in the home of Brenda Spahn.
Shay was the very first woman to ever enter these doors as a resident. She was angry, bitter. She had been hurt by Christians, been hurt by the system, been hurt by men, been abused her whole life. I saw a woman whose circumstances had brought her to a terrible place in life. And now God had entrusted me with showing them who he was.
Shay was skeptical at first.
When I see the mansion, I say, yeah, right. They ain't finna put me in here, you know. I got to be a shack out back or something, you know. And we pulled out back and stuff. There was no shack, it was just a swimming pool. And I'm thinking to myself, you know, wow, you know, this ain't happening to me. You know, this fairy tale stuff, this don't happen to women like me.
Miss Brenda shared her life with the residents and showed them the love of God, something most had never experienced before.
No matter who came or from what walks of life they came from, she brought them in and she loved them. I never seen love like that in action, you know? And I would just, wow, you know, maybe, you know, it is some real truth to this here, you know?
Shay's heart eventually softened as she began to trust and receive the love of God she saw in Miss Brenda.
I started praying to him and started reading his word, and I was being taught who he was, that he loves me unconditionally, that he have shown me so much mercy and grace. In the midst of all of my sins, in the midst of all of them, he has been there. He have saved me time and time again.
Shay put her trust and her life in the hands of God and says everything changed. She now ministers with Brenda to women who enter the program. The book, Miss Brenda and the Love Ladies, tells how the love of God gave Shay a new life and a new start.
He gave me the desires of my heart. You erase the pain of the past, but he gave me an instruction manual that's not what I want to do anymore, and he gave me instruction of who I am today. I am a child of the Most High, and he loved me unconditionally, and I am his daughter.